Hello, crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I am here with My Creative Time's Christmas in July release. Lots of fun goodies in this release that you can add to your Christmas in July stash or just your Christmas stash in general. I think Christmas in July is fun to get started, just to change up things too. Alrighty, crafters, don't forget that you can get 15% off site-wide using the code Suzanne, and this code is only available for one day. So the sale will end Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, 2:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So use the code Suzanne to get 15% off. After the sale, then you'll get 10% off site-wide with the same code, so you'll still get a discount. Okay, crafters, let's take a look at all the goodies for Christmas in July at My Creative Time. Let's get started. Also, crafters, I forgot to mention in the intro, there are two hops, an Instagram hop and a YouTube hop. All the details for the YouTube hop is listed in the description box below. It's a short hop and you will win a store credit. You can double your chances by also going to Instagram and doing the Instagram hop. Yay! Okay, crafters, now let's take a look at this Christmas in July release. This is the entirety of the Christmas in July release. 4 die sets, a Stampin' die set, and paper pack, plus some ephemera to go along with the paper pack and the entire collection. First up, crafters, there are 2 styles of bow. There is a small double bow die and a medium double bow die. I did put together the small double bow die. This is a combination of both wet glue and hot glue, okay? The small double bow measures 2 5/8 of an inch wide, and the height is roughly 2 1/4, okay? So you run this twice, and you curl it in, and you glue these spots together with hot glue. And you glue the 2 sets of it on top of this, and then wrap this through the center, okay? But the wet glue is used to apply this matting layer, which I'm using the pattern paper from the paper pack. Isn't that fun? So it's pink in the background and then some sugar cookie pattern paper here. So pretty. So this would just be larger, okay? So small double bow die, medium double bow die. I'll have an example in another video. I just wanted to show you what the bow looks like. Next, there is the ginger tree die. This is fun. It makes a very cute little gingerbread tree, or you could call it the peppermint tree die, because here is some peppermint and they go in these little spots, and then some hearts that can be placed here and also in the center. The outline of the tree measures 5 inches tall by 3 3/4 of an inch wide. And then this is a drop-in with the details. You'll see on my example what that looks like, but a very cute die set. And the last die set is another fun treat box. This is called the treat box and button dies. So you get a tall treat box, and I'll do the measurement on the assembled treat box. But you will cut this twice, and then you cut off one of the lid and you leave one in place, and then you would fold it over, and there is decorative layers for it and some fun buttons. A tree, a sugar cookie, and also gingerbread, and then all these fun buttons and this icing layer with an outline too. So there's lots of layering with this as well. This is very fun for holidays and holiday treat boxes as gift giving ideas. Such a fun set, treat box. Next, there is the Cozy Holiday Wishes Stamp and Die Set. Look at all these sentiments, crafters. Lots and lots of sentiments all around the holidays. You get to and from December 25th, gingerbread kisses, warm wishes, happy holidays to the sweetest person I know. Then the die cuts out all of them. Look at that. That's a lot of dies. Love, love, love. This stamps very well, and then cuts out with the coordinating die. Just so lovely. Delivering Christmas cheer. Love. And I like the little heart that is on each of the sentiments. So there's lots of sentiments here that you can choose. Some of them are larger, but not too big. And then some of them are small. So you can use them on little tags too. Fun. Now for the pattern paper. The pattern paper pack is called Rustic Christmas 2025. This is 6 by 8.5 inch, 24 sheets, 4 sheets each of 6 designs. Here is one side of the pattern paper, a kind of a cream beige colorway along with red, green, and the red and the green are not very bright. They're like traditional Christmas colors. Love that. And then here's the sugar cookies in hearts. Here is some Christmas tree cookies. Then this is a green, plaid, and white page. So there is patterns and neutrals mixed here. And then look at the gingerbread. This is really fun. Lots of sweetness with that one. Here's a wood stripe detail with some green on it. On the reverse side, we have more neutrals or much smaller patterns. Red, green, and white dots. This is one with like a bow and holly and some berries. Again, holly and berries. Love this. Christmas trees, but this is like a green, gray kind of colorway. And then sugar cookies, white sugar cookie and brown sugar cookie. And here are some snowflakes, but in a brown beige colorway, okay? So the neutrals are truly neutral and you can mix them with the colors. So fun. So that's Rustic Christmas. And then to complement the pattern paper, there is the Christmas Gingers ephemera. Look at all the little gingerbread and you get multiples of them in this pack. So fun. There is hot cocoa. There's a larger hot cocoa. There's ornaments. There's all sorts of goodies in here, even signs. But I love the gingerbread. Gingerbread is just amazing. So fun, so fun. And I love that you get multiples. So if you want to make multiple cards with this set, plus that pattern paper, you have a lot of cards that you can make. Okay, crafters, let's start off with card number 1. This is an A2 card featuring the ginger tree die. I still call this the peppermint tree. But look how pretty that is. So this inner detail is what I cut out in red. The outer detail is green. And then I just pasted on the top. And then this just layers in here. So it's a very easy set to work with. You can make multiple cards. I was thinking of turning this into a shaped card, but then I decided to put it on the pattern paper. I think it works very well with the pattern paper. Also, I have the Cozy Holiday Wishes stamp and die set. That's what it looks like. One of the smaller sentiments stamped and die cut. Look how fun that is. Up here at the top, this is the mini bow dies. I use this set right here just to put something at the top of the tree. This would have been too large, but I guess it could have gone here in the middle, but I kind of like the little bow there. And the pattern paper in the back, just being nice and quiet. Isn't that fun? I think this would be fun too for cards for teachers and for kids. This is a really fun set. Maybe I wrote it down wrong or something. But peppermint tree die, okay? Or gingerbread tree. Up next, crafters, this is just the treat box die. Look at that with the buttons. Here I did a sentiment on the back actually from the stamp and die. Happy holidays to the sweetest person I know. I didn't want to put it here in the front. I thought it needed just to be plain like this in the front. You know, stuff on the back. Look at the buttons on the side with the tree and the gingerbread. Isn't that fun? Let me give you a measurement of it fully assembled. 4 3/4 of an inch tall. 2 3/4 of an inch wide, and the depth is 1 3/4 of an inch. That can hold a lot. Then now to open up the box, I use Velcro, and this is my son's strong Velcro. I packed up my regular Velcro, which I think this works better because when you fold paper like this and everything, you want something to really hold. So this is like strong computer grade Velcro. That's what he has it for. So I just took a little piece. I didn't even ask him, but I just snuck a little piece. It opens like so, and you can fit lots of goodies in there. I would say the height would stop maybe around 3 to 3 1/4 inch. If you go all the way up, then whatever you put in has to be thin. But you could put something like between here, definitely with the width. You could put candies, cookies, treats. You could put little gifts in here too if you're doing a gift exchange. Look at the buttons. I cut this one, this one, this one, and then I put some twine through it. I think that's fun too. And the beauty of the buttons is you can pick any color you want. You don't have to go using real buttons. So I think that is really a fun detail. And this all lines up with the centers with that little bit. And the twine fits right through it. So that's really fun. But look at the detail here. This outer piece is cut in solid white. This piece is in red. And then the pattern paper is here. And you can also put pattern paper here and on the 2 sides. I didn't want bulk here, so I skipped the paper here. If you use thinner paper, maybe that would work. Here I'm using Basil 80-pound cardstock. So you could probably go with 60-pound maybe, and that would be a little bit thinner, but I like it to be sturdy. And, you know, it stands up well. So that's really, really nice. This is a fun one. And I love the detail. So you cut this twice, but on one of them, you cut this off. And the one that you cut off this little scallop detail with, the arch scallop, that becomes the front, okay? And all I did, I left a little piece and I folded on itself. So this looks really clean. Instead of it being a hard line, I kept it a smooth line here and some of that strong Velcro. Or tough Velcro, I forgot what it's called. So that's the treat box and button die. Up next, here's a fun, sweet little card featuring the little gingerbread girl, some of the ephemera, pattern paper. I brought this in because this goes with this. So fun. Here's a little stamp sentiment from the Cozy Holiday stamp and die set. A little treat for someone sweet. For the doily detail, just to offer a little break from this to this, I'm using the eyelet doily dies, the middle one. Comes with 3 sizes, 2-inch, 3-inch, and 4-inch. I'm using the 3-inch. I did clip a little bit here. Finished off with some red gems, okay? Isn't that so super cute? I love the colorway here. And I love the distressed look on the gingerbread. It's not a solid brown. It's like brown with a little splash of something like cookies. Really, really sweet set. So that's a Christmas Ginger's ephemera. Love that. And for this layer with the pattern paper, I'm coming into the 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 card die. This large one right here. This set makes a 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 die completed. And then these are the matting layers. Here I'm using the matting layer by itself. There's also an additional die with it, which I will list right below underneath this. Crafters, everything I'm showing you, I'll detail and link below. This is the 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 card die add-on. I did not use it in this video, but I just want to show you that there is these series of layering bits that can work and play in between all of this and still fit in the base layer here. Okay, so this is fun. So is this. So you can use your 15% off and get some of these fabulous little goodies. For my last card, this one has multiple layers. I'm using pattern paper, ephemera. Ephemera is stuck behind the cup. You see this little mug? There's like 2 more in the pack. Love that. So this is fun. There it is right there too. And then here is the Cozy Wishes stamp and die right there. Sugar and spice makes everything nice. This layer is this piece. And this layer is this piece. So you can have rectangles with the scallop. It looks good together. Then I brought out a piece of that pattern paper with the green and red Christmas color and brought out some traditional cardstock as well in the same green. Layering up. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers and then a piece of ephemera and a sentiment. Fun. Crafters, you can make a lot of cards with this ephemera pack. If you just use like 1 or 2 pieces of ephemera out of this, you're going to get a lot of cards, and they're very easy to make. And what is nice about it too, even if you bring it out to an A2 sizing, because of all the layering details between this set and this set, you can definitely stretch all this ephemera. If you bought 2 packs of this ephemera, you could probably make around 60 to 80 cards very easily. There's a lot in here. And you could change up the gingerbread boy, girl, etc. So some cards can be masculine, some can be feminine. This all has masculine touches on it. Here I'm using, back in the Joann's day, but they're now closed, basil cardstock with a little Swiss dots on it. Very, very cute too. So that adds even more texture right here. Okay, crafters, that's it. So I made 3 cards, a wonderful treat box, and a bow that I'm going to use on a future project. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this on. That would be fun, but I did like the button. I think the button is really, really cute, and I really wanted to explore that. And this button can be used on all of this as well. So the bow will be on something else, something pink. Alrighty, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Remember, this sale ends tomorrow night. Also, crafters, use the code Suzanne to get 15% off site-wide. And don't forget to participate in the hop. Alrighty, crafters, until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Bye!